Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. My name is Raynday, and today it's time to take a look at the brand new flank coming into Paladins in OB43, and that is Maeve. Now, Maeve is God's gift to the flank class. I mean, she is Eevee on steroids. She actually has so much mobility. It's nuts. And she's also the bane of any other player's existence who has to face off against her, because not only does she have so many opportunities to escape, but you almost never see her coming, and when you do, it's too late. But in many ways, her model and everything reminds me of actually the Mistborn main character known as Vin, and this is actually one of the reasons why I love her so much. She's got that attitude of, a smaller girl who packs a big punch, and you don't understand her power, but it is so powerful when used correctly. If you haven't read the Mistborn series, it's absolutely fantastic by one of my favorite authors, Brandon Sanderson, but that's beside the point. She reminds me of Vin. Let's get into the skills. That's what you all want to see. Let's talk about Maeve and her gameplay and all that good stuff. As a flank, Maeve's goal is to get into the back line. It's to take down those damage dealers. It's to help take down the supports, even the front lines, once she's done her job of clearing up the outskirts of a battle. And of course, she's going to do that with nothing but her special daggers. That will be her left mouse button, and she throws daggers 2 at a time in succession at her target. Now, the daggers have quite a bit of gravity, which means that if you're aiming at somebody far away, you're going to have to aim a little bit above them. Otherwise, it will fall and hit the ground beforehand. The other thing is you have to lock onto your target. It's very important to keep your mouse really focused on exactly where you want to aim these daggers, because there's no wiggle room. They will go out where they are pointed. They're not going to fade with you. And since she's such a high moving character or champion, you may say, Raynday, that doesn't, I don't need to know that. Obviously, I point where I need to, kill and shoot that person. But the truth is, it was a little bit counterintuitive. I had to kind of practice that, because you're moving so fast with her. It really takes a second to just make sure that your aim stays very steady despite all of that movement. The daggers hit for about 450 each, which is quite a lot of damage, about 900 before Haven starts to mitigate them. And she is a direct damage dealer, so she will be mitigated by Haven. So of course, that will bring that down by 90 each time at this point if you grab Haven 1, 2, and all the way up to 3. Alright, so let's talk about her right mouse button. Now, her right mouse button is called Pounce. This is her mobility, this is her burst, this is part of her combo. So what you want to do when you're using this ability is understand that it's not the same type of dash that you may have seen before. You don't dash through somebody, you actually dash into them and back out of them. It's almost as if she's so small, she hits them, but she's not heavy enough, so she bounces back, kind of like bounces off somebody. and so essentially what you do to maximize this combo is you can actually throw your daggers, bounce into someone with Pounce, and then when you pounce back on that recoil, you essentially throw your daggers again. So you essentially hit them twice with your weapon and once with your Pounce. Your Pounce does a very decent amount of damage. I believe it's around 500 to 600, and of course that number will be potentially adjusted, so don't worry about the numbers in this, but it is a very nice bit of burst. It's 2 full weapon shots plus that Pounce. You are going to take out Skye with that combo. You're going to basically take out a Ying, and all other champions are going to be in a very bad spot, but it's really, really fantastic for finishing off opponents and making sure that you can get that quick cleanup kill, especially when it's so hard for other people to reach them, to get to them, to get behind the walls. You're there and able to catch up with them before they get out of line of sight with this ability. And again, twofold, this is important because if you actually dash into someone, very much like in Smite with Athena dash, you'll actually stop at them. So if you were meaning to dash away and dash out of a fight, you got to make sure that you maneuver yourself in the air or dash up. It can go up into the sky. It could basically dash vertically anywhere you want, but don't dash into someone if you're trying to escape, because then you'll just bounce back and you will not have that dash up again. Now, let's talk about Maeve's F skill, which is called Prowl. Now, it's got 2 very cool mechanics to it, and one of the other mechanics about Maeve I haven't mentioned to you all is that she can double jump. That's right, it's pretty awesome. It makes her very airborne, and she feels like a very airborne champion. After playing her quite a bit, I feel like I'm in the air more so than sometimes even Eevee. No, I'm kidding, not Eevee, but she's very, very airborne, and you'll see why. These double jumps, you find yourself jumping and dashing vertically quite a lot to access flankers or to just be defensive and escape from tough situations. But the key is with Prowl, what she does is she activates her F. That's her F skill. Prowl, and she then goes into an increased movement speed state and a decreased gravity state for her jumps. So what that means is that she actually falls at a slower rate. The funny, interesting thing about this is she doesn't have as much control, right? It feels like in the air, but she actually falls slower. So what that means is you could just jump as you're going at this incredibly high velocity and stay in the air after, you know, jumping once and then jumping twice and cover like half the map with just one set of double jumps and get back to your base almost, heal up, and then do it again and get back out to the fight. I mean, it covers so much ground that she actually, I think, can cover more distance than Eevee with her kit used the correct way. And that's saying a lot, because Eevee's blink, soars, and all that stuff can cover a lot of ground very quickly. Maeve, I think, actually takes the crown now with Prowl and with that dash, and of course with her Q, which we'll talk about right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't you all like a reset button? Wouldn't you just like to redo some things, whether it's a test, whether it's an argument, just have the ability to press a little button, press Q on your keyboard and just say, you know, let me reset that. Let me reset that, baby. Let's not be fighting, and, you know, let me compliment you on those jeans instead of saying what I really think about them. You know, if you ever wanted that, well, you could play Maeve and vicariously live that reality, because she's got a reset button, and it also heals her. That's right, Q, 9 lives. She's a cat, for crying out loud. She gets to live it over again. She could use her Prowl, she could use her dash, that's her Pounce. She could do it all and press Q and heal up and do it all again. That's right, it is a clean reset of her abilities. So that means you can run up into the air, press your F, Prowl, jump like crazy, dash, Q, press your F again, actually dash, and then press your F again and Prowl jump some more. And you could essentially clear the entire map of anywhere that you are. You will be able to travel so fast, so far, or even if you're in a fight, be able to press your Q and just get another dash, get another set of Prowl movement to be able to go and find that target who's escaped from you. There are so many potential uses for this, offensively and defensively, that Maeve is just the powerhouse of mobility in my eyes right now in Paladins. I think nobody, Eevee comes close, but it's because it's Eevee, right? I mean, Eevee's ridiculous for another reason in terms of her mobility and wormhole. This doesn't even come close. Maeve feels like and plays like the fastest, the quickest, and the most mobile champion in the game, bar none, in my opinion, after having played her for several weeks now. And it's fantastic. Now, I am not gonna lie, all you need right there is that kit. This kit is so fun, it's so cool. I love the design decisions for this to really make sure that Maeve felt fun, felt visceral, felt alive when you played her. The sound effects, again, are beautiful. I always shout out the sound effects. My boy Stannis and his whole crew do a great job of making it come alive, make you feel like you're throwing the knives and everything. But one of the best things, the animation too, it's just fantastic. The art, it's beautiful. Her visuals, her eyes, I'm in love with Maeve just from this point. But let's talk about the E, the ultimate, to make you all fall further in love. I'm a big Hunter fan. You know, I've been a big Xbalanque fan my entire time in Smite. Some of you may see where this is going, but that ultimate is called Midnight. And guess what it does? It is an AoE blind. That is right. It is an AoE blind on not one target, not two, not three, not 4, 5 enemies. It is a full team blind for several seconds, and it is incredible. The impact this has on a team fight is monstrous, and it allows Maeve not only to be a flanker, to be able to be great at single target damage, to be able to be great at you know, staying alive, mobile, and reaching those hard to reach targets on vertical maps, on short range maps, but it also allows her to contribute something to a team fight every single game. That is why, even despite how people don't like Xbalanque and Smite, and he's been on and off in the meta, he will always have a place at some point in time, because that ultimate is good. That is just a very good ultimate. When you have an AoE blind come into the game, it is always going to keep that character relevant, and that is what Maeve has. And oh boy, it is something to behold. This is a fantastic one. It makes you want to stop fighting if you're on the enemy team. And if you are Maeve, you're using this to hunt down a target and make sure that they can't see you before you start to approach, and you just attack so quickly, there's really no time to respond. As far as the competitive scene, I think Maeve is going to make a big splash. I think she's going to immediately be relevant and be utilized because of her mobility and, again, high single target damage and that ultimate, which is just going to change the game of Paladins. Having to have a blind or deal with that blind is going to change the way you team fight or prep team fights or deal with them, and certain combinations are going to be more effective in that route. I mean, think of a grumpy bomb, right, that you're not exactly sure where it is or where it's coming from, and now you're getting zoned out from that, but you're getting pushed into something that, hey, maybe there's 3 teammates that are waiting for you to run away from that in the other area. And so just imagine all of that CC combining together to create a very hectic battlefield. I think Maeve's going to be a very, very exciting highlight reel to watch when she steps up into the esports scene. And you can catch that every weekend from now on Saturdays and Sunday, twitch.tv/PalaDinsGame, to see how the pros are actually using Maeve. I believe we start at 1 p.m. Eastern time for most of those tournaments, and it's Europe on Saturday and North America on Sunday. Well, that's going to be it for me today. Are you excited about Maeve coming into the realm in OB43? Or are you not? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like if you're enjoying it. If you're not, let me know why in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and concerns leading up to this. But I gotta tell you, she is great. You're gonna really have a lot of fun playing with her. And also, I gotta say that if you do want to see more content here at Raynday Gaming, make sure to hit subscribe. That'll allow you to see every video that I post, and especially if you hit the notification bell as well, you'll get notified every time some new content comes here on the channel. I do plan on making a Season 1 video going over the legendaries, going over the specifics of that, maybe spoiling a few if I can. I don't know if Driver and the team will let me, but also just making sure that you all are just caught up on what that card system will look like, how that will affect Paladins, and I think how that will improve the gameplay going into OB44 and Season 1. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.